Hey guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, we'll be discussing about a business problem that I took and we build a solution around it. The name of this task or the problem is the rate calculator. The idea is to build an accelerator to calculate the rates for the consignment on the go, taking weight, destination as input from the user. Let's see the overview at a glance. Problem statement is user has to calculate the rate for every consignment manually when they want to send it via surface, air or express channels. As a solution, we created an interface that takes destination and weight as input from the user and provides them calculated rate for surface, air and express channels. We used HTML, CSS, JavaScript and JSON. The scope of this can be integrated with websites as well as applications using the source code or the API call. The different modules that we built in this is rate calculator.html. It is a basic HTML document that holds the HTML and CSS part along with the reference to JavaScript and JSON files. Then the second is destinations.json, which is an object notation of data stored based on different zones using array of dictionary. Then the third is ratelist.json, which is an object notation of data stored based on different zones using nested dictionary. Then we have shipment rate calculator.javascript, which is the JavaScript to iterate through the rate list and destinations object notation and calculate the surface, air and express rates and show it to the user. Now let's start with the code walkthrough and seeing the implementation. This is the rate calculator.html file where we created a form kind of a thing. We are taking the destination and weight as input from user, and then on click we are calling the calculate rate dot function, which is basically JavaScript. Above here we can see that I have provided the references to the JSON and JavaScript file, and down here we have created the elements which are rate header, surface rate, air rate and express rate, which will be changed by the JavaScript function that we are calling at the runtime on the click of button. This pretty much sums up this rate calculator.html file. This is ratelist.json file. Here we are having different modules. Basically we have stored object notation of data which is stored on different zones using nested dictionary over here. We have divided the zones into Delhi NCR, metro cities, northeast, then North India, then North India 2, then special zone, then rest of India, and similarly we are having all the rates for air, surface in this. Now we have destination.json, which is nothing but again object notation file where we are using array of dictionary, and we have again used the same zones as we used in the ratelist.json and listed all the areas which are covered under those zones, may it be Delhi NCR, North India, metro cities, North India 2, East India, rest of India, and as on, so on and so forth. So the basic idea is that there will be iteration that will be happening between these two JSON file in the JavaScript file. Now let's see the JavaScript file. In this HTML file, as you can see that we are calling the JavaScript file. Then we are having separate functions in this JavaScript file which are getting used at some other place. So let's start with calculating rate.json. To understand it better, let's first close all the functions and have an overview and see how many functions are we having. So the different functions that we are having is calculate rate first calculate rate function. Over here what we are doing, we are we are getting input the destination and weight, and based on those we are getting the zone from it using the iterate destination function, as you can see. So what's actually happening in iterate destination function, we'll see in a while. So you can see that these are the weights and this is the iterate destination function, right? So what's happening in iterate destination function is we have created we are taking looping the JSON data, and from that JSON data we are like doing a nested loop, running a nested loop to find like which zone does it belong to. Okay, then after finding the zone we are calculating the different rate, giving the weight and zone as input, because as we saw earlier in the rate list we have provided the function, right? So to like hold the rate based on different zones. So as you can see in the calculate surface rate shipping zone, we are having different give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. So in calculate surface rate we are having this formula to calculate the rate based on the zone and the weight. Similarly we have this function to calculate shipping air rate, and then the third one to calculate the air rate. Now let's see a running example of it and see how it goes. So I'll be opening the file on Chrome, and we'll be seeing how it actually working. Okay, so this is the rate calculator.html file that I'm opening. I have used minimal CSS over here because when we'll be calling this function from some parent file, it will override it. So I'll be putting the destination as Mumbai and the weight as say 8 kg. I'll calculate the rate, and it says that yeah, the surface rate is 640, the air rate is 880, and the express rate is 2400. Similarly, now let's change the destination to Gurgaon and calculate the rate. So the surface rate is 320, the air rate is 0 because I have taken scenario the company is situated in Delhi, so it doesn't go by air to Delhi, and the express rate is 1600. Now let's consider the example of Gurgaon, and the weight is 3 kg. Then the surface rate is 150 and the express rate is 660. And say it's 1 kg, then the surface rate is 50 and express is 220. And the weight is half kg, the surface rate is 40 and express rate is 120. Now let's consider an example of taking the destination as Kolkata. So for Kolkata, we are not having the surface rate, it is showing 0 because less than 3 kgs does not goes by surface, and air rate is 80 and express rate is 175. Now let's consider scenario for the same, and let's put that weight as say 4 kg. So the surface rate is 320, air rate is 440 and the express rate is 1200. Now let's say 11 kg, and then the rate again changes. The surface rate is 880, air rate is 1100 and the express rate is 3300. So this pretty much sums up this functioning. Thank you. Hey guys, thank you for watching the video till here. From now on, we'll be building custom solutions, taking up business scenarios and problems like one we did today. And the idea is to build accelerators and tools that can be used in the long run for those businesses, and also learning something new every day. So every time I pick something up, I do a research and I see how which is the best solution for doing that, and then based on that we create the custom solution. Thank you so much for watching the video till here, and please hit a like, share and subscribe to motivate me to post more such videos. Thank you so much.